Rolling. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today, and welcome to another interview show. I'm your host, John Overall, and with me today is Hani Mourra. Did I get that right?
Close. Hani Mourra.
Mourra. He's here to talk to us about his Simple Live Press plugin for WordPress. And this is one of two plugins that they do. The other one is called Simple Podcast Press Player. But the one I was going to be discussing mostly was Simple Live Press because this show is being recorded on Blab. And one of the great things about this plugin is it allows you to bring your blabs directly to your website and have them automatically created as posts. So welcome to the show, Hani.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime. I'm always looking for more and more guests to appear on the WP Plugins A to Z podcast. And now that I've started doing more interviews, I want to bring in more and more developers to talk about their plugins. So one of the questions I have for developers, it's the one I almost always ask nowadays at the beginning of an interview, is why did you choose WordPress as your platform to develop on?
WordPress to me is like the kind of the go-to platform for content creators. I know there's a lot of new platforms out there now, but it's been like, I got onto content creation, video, all on WordPress. A lot of podcasters, video producers, YouTubers, they use WordPress. So I kind of wanted to develop where the audience is, what they're using.
Excellent. All right. Well, can you tell us a bit about why you created Simple Live Press? I mean, I know Blab is still in beta, and I myself only discovered it like less than a month ago, and I'm finding it quite useful. But what led you to creation of this plugin?
That's a great question. Actually, one of my first plugins, I'm not sure you even know about, was Simple Video Press. And that's how I got into the plugins. This was actually before Simple Podcast Press.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into the plugin space because I wanted to create tools that help me automate the stuff that I do. So I was doing a lot of video blogging on YouTube. So to automate YouTube onto my WordPress site, I created Simple Video Press. And then about a year later, as part of that process, I made a lot of partnerships and business partners, a lot of friends who use YouTube. Then podcasting was about, maybe this is back in 2014, was picking up more interest and more excitement. And someone told me, hey, why don't you take Simple Video Press, port it over to podcasting. So take podcasts off your hosting and Libsyn, wherever you're hosting your podcast, put them automatically on your website. So I like that idea. So I kind of spun it around the Video Press, made Simple Podcast Press. Then when Blab came out, it was podcasters loved Blab. Like it's a great platform. You can do interviews like we're doing now. You get the audio recording. So I thought, hey, what another opportunity to take the automation piece of content creation and apply it to live broadcasting platforms like Blab. And Blab was the hottest one among podcasters. So I focused on that first, but I do have plans to expand beyond to Periscope and others.
Very nice. Well, so far, myself, I've installed and tested up your plugin. I'm not going to tell you the review I'm going to give it yet, but you'll get that in an upcoming show. I like to keep that a secret if I've done the interview before the review is released. But it's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. It was relatively straightforward to get set up. I like the additions of the pieces in there, such as the ability to add a email opt-in that's going to appear below the video player. Works great with such as MailChimp. Just go MailChimp, grab the HTML code, dump it in. I mean, so far, the things I've seen that are great. Tell us a bit about the features that it has.
Yeah, so the most important feature, the core of it all, the heart of it all is the automation. So the idea here is you do a blab, you hit the record button on Blab, and when you're done, you stop recording, and within an hour or so, by the time Blab processes the replay, gets it up on your Blab channel, it will be live on your site. So you can have it go live, meaning published, like a published post on your site. Mm-hmm. Or it can be in a draft if you want to add more content to it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was one of the things I enjoyed was the fact that it didn't automatically make them live, because you don't always want to go direct to live. You do want sometimes you want to go in there and tweak things a little bit or adjust. Like one of the things I've noticed is that it brings in all of the comments that end up in the sidebar. It brings those over, and so not all those comments you want to have in there.
True, that's true. So I was going to say, like that's another feature that we have is besides the post, besides the embed code. We have the comments, so all the discussions that are going on the side here will go as comments on your WordPress site. So some people like that. Every single comment, you got hundreds of comments instantly on your blog post, which is good for SEO in Google's and search engine's eyes. Can be good for SEO, but some people don't like that. And they want to filter comments. So we're going to add some more options to help people, maybe disable comments or maybe get them as draft or pending before they're approved.
Nice.
On stuff like that. But besides the embed code, we have buttons and we have email options. And to me, those are most important. You have buttons below the player. You can have people listen to the audio version, for example, while they're watching. Let's say they want to navigate to another page on your site. They can click on listen to audio. It'll pop up a new window. They can keep listening, but they can still navigate the rest of your site. They can follow you on Blab. But more importantly, we just have all these generic buttons. You can have any button linked anywhere you want. Like you got a sales page, you got a landing page, you want to get people to sign up to a newsletter or learn more about a product you're offering, you can have those right below the player where people's eyes are focused while they're watching.
Yeah, I noticed that. And one of the things I added when I was setting this up was I put one in there for people to jump into the iTunes and subscribe directly to the regular podcast.
There you go. It's just so flexible. You can do any custom buttons, and you have also a lead pages integration, or lead box integration, I should say.
Oh, okay.
If you have a lead pages account, they give this thing called lead box where it pops a nice box over your page so people can opt in. You can copy the embed code from lead pages, paste that into one of the buttons, and you have an instant lead box. So it's pretty slick.
Oh, that's actually pretty nice. I wasn't aware of that. I don't use lead pages, but it is definitely an option for people.
And then email opt-in, like you said earlier, is one of the biggest ones, right? You want to grow your audience, grow your email list.
Grow the email list, man. That email list has been invaluable for everything I've been doing. People think email's dying, but no, it's still got a long ways before it's completely dead.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else can we tell folks about this plugin? I mean, so far it's been great and useful, but tell us some of the little inside tips on it.
Yeah, so one feature is people liked the replays, obviously, but people wanted to do broadcasting live from their own homepage or from their own page on their site. So Blab lets you do that, right? They give you the code you can embed on your site right now. But with the plugin, what we decided to do is add a little automation to it. So what I mean by that, with literally one click, I can make a new page on my site. Let's call it live/live or whatever I want. Press a button, it'll insert the live player. Now, that live player will always show me me live on my site. It updates automatically to show you the latest live episode. So,
oh, wow. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, so you don't have to keep sending people to a new page. Hey, guys, go to this. I'm live here. Just go to, HaniMourra.com/live. That's always going to be my live page, always automatically updated. And then if you don't have a live broadcast, you have a scheduled broadcast, we'll show the scheduled one. And if you don't have a scheduled, it will show, I believe it shows an image that says coming soon or no scheduled broadcast. And then you can change that image. We're going to make it easier for people to change that image as well.
Oh, that's great.
On one page, super simple to set up. You just click one button, inserts the code, save the page, publish it, and that's it. You never have to change that page again.
Oh, very nice. That's very sweet because then you can just send people directly there.
And they can do everything. They can interact like we're doing here. You can have people hop on the call, discussion. So everything you can do on the Blab site, you can do on your site as well. So it's pretty slick.
Really? I wasn't fully aware of that. Yeah, Blab is something that I'm still learning all the bits and pieces about it. I heard a rumor that you actually work for Blab. Is that true?
Myself? Oh, no.
Yes. No? Okay. It wasn't quite the rumor I thought it was. Anyway, somebody passed that rumor to me earlier. I went, really? I don't think so, but no. I'll ask him.
That's interesting. But
yeah.
yeah, no, the blog folks, they're supporting what I'm doing. They're, it's another adding value to their product.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
Well, anything that helps add value to their product and adds value to your product is always a benefit to everybody.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else can I ask you here on this? Sometimes I have everything I need. Other times I don't. I don't script my interviews. They just tend to flow whichever way they flow.
Okay.
And sometimes they move very fast, and sometimes not so fast. So let me see. Oh, there we go. We got one from Robin's World, Loving Simple Live Press.
Nice. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate that.
So what we'll do is we're about 10 minutes in. We'll go for another 4 or 5 minutes here, and I'll open up that seat if anyone wants to join us.
That's good.
You don't have much time, so tell me, these buttons you have on the side, they are editable, or not on the side that appear below the player. They are editable, correct?
Yes, so it's customizable in terms of text, what text you want to see. It's customizable and to where it links to, and the color, of course. So you can make everything look and feel to match the branding of your site. So you don't have any awkward looking players, buttons. So everything could be customized in terms of color to fit your style.
Okay, and the players, and you can adjust the player width and height on here. Add, looks like, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you got it set up to add up to 6 different custom buttons and the lead box.
Yeah, 6 custom, 1 lead box, and a couple of, like, I guess like built-in, like listen to the audio, follow me on Blab, and I think those are it. So yeah, I've got 6, 7, 8, almost 10 buttons right now.
Yeah, it's been working really well. I've loaded it up in testing.
Yeah.
And I haven't got started with that yet. You should add the buttons, Robin. They're very useful.
Yeah, you just turn on a checkbox, and then pick a color, and then you can put the URL where you want it to link to. You've got
now, I do have a question about something you may or may not have in development, and I've heard it once before when somebody else was talking about your plugin. That's the ability to bring in blabs from more than one user account. Because currently it's a universal one account setting for everything. Correct.
Yeah, right now it's 1 account per 1 website, but we are working on multiple accounts per 1 website. So that's coming. But I've seen people kind of inside scoop. I've seen people kind of work around that. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can like import a whole bunch of blabs. Then you can like reset the plugin, put in a different username, and then re-import more blabs. So it's not fully automatic, but you can do that. The only downside is that follow me on Blab will only link to the latest Blab ID that's linked to your plugin. So it's a workaround. It's a hack. I'm cool with that. I have no problem. If that works for your site, that's awesome.
Yeah, it would be useful and helpful, but every little bit helps.
And the other way is totally manual, but it's totally doable. You can take any blab, and then in the manual it describes it in more detail, but you can put the short code, like you click a button that says inserts the blab replay, then you can say something like source equals, and then you can paste the URL of any blab.
Okay.
If you want to embed someone else's blab, kind of a one-time thing, you can do that too. But it's not automatic. So we're working on something where you can set up multiple.
Working on the automation of it. Yes. All right. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and open up the seat to anyone who would like to call in. Looks like we got a couple of people up there. Feel free to join us if you want to ask Hani a question or two about his plugin. And if not, we'll continue on.
Yeah, Robin
battling on.
Yeah, Robin's got a question about the tutorial on the extra buttons and the settings.
I missed that.
Yeah, we don't have a tutorial, like a video tutorial, but we do have a quick start guide. So simplelivepress.com/quickstartguide.pdf. There's also a link to it in the settings page of the plugin. Yeah, it describes pretty good. I mean, it's pretty quick read, but it gives you stuff to look at, settings, tweaks that you can do. And we're working on like a members area so you can have more video and video training. And but right now we don't have anything set up for that. We do have a Facebook group. Actually, I want to bring that up. A lot of people don't know what the Facebook group is included as part of the price. Basically, when you buy the plugin, you have access to the private group of customers. You have direct access to me through the Facebook group. So yeah, I mean, take advantage of that. And if you don't know the link, you can just search it on Google. Search it on Facebook. It should come up. Hey, Robin.
Hi. I just wanted to say, I love the plugin. Love it. Robert C. Stern is who originally told me about it here on Blab. And I went and bought it, and I've been using it. I tell other people about it. And it is so cool that it brings in just everything, and I can customize it. I have it set up so it's not automatic, that it goes to a draft, so I can go in and add more information and things like that. One thing I would love to see, and I had sent an email to you and to Discuss about this, is that I would love to see it work with Discuss, so those comments that are pulled in. However, this is how much I love Simple Live Press. I've used Discuss for 7 or 8 years, I think. I turned it off today.
Way to go.
Because
keep your comments to yourself.
I wanted those comments from my blabs to appear on my blog, and it was a pain in the butt to like download, export with Discuss and all that other stuff. But I would love to see you guys work together to see if that is possible in the future, because I do love Discuss, obviously, since I used it for so many years, but I love your plugin better.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I really did. It's turned off now, and I'm just using the regular WordPress commenting system so that I could have that from my blabs.
There you go.
Wow.
That's all right.
Yeah, I thought
Excellent.
you might like that, right? That someone turned off something like that to use it. And for anyone watching live or in the replay, I so highly recommend this plugin. And the price point is really, really reasonable, especially for what it does. Honestly, okay, is it Hani? Tell me how to say it.
Yeah,
Hani?
Yeah.
Hani? Okay. Ignore that I said this, but for everyone else, I'd pay more for it even because it does so much.
Oh,
but don't raise the price.
Many people would pay more for plugins, but fortunately, most plugin developers set that price at a reasonable level so that more people buy it. And this plugin here set at $67 is more than reasonable considering the number of premium plugins I've examined that come in at higher and offer less.
Right, and that's for an entire year. It's not a monthly thing. That's for an entire year. So you divide that out, and it's so reasonable, especially if you're blabbing a lot like I am, and I'm doing more and more blabs. So I love to pull that in. I also, you guys mentioned about, pulling in other people. So, and I think Blab has to work on this as well to make it work for you, Hani, in that co-hosts should have equal access, to those things, because there are a couple blabs that I do that I'm equal partners. We're both hosting. Okay. As opposed to sometimes I do co-hosting with people to help them, but there are certain shows like I do one on Monday and Tuesday nights, different topics, but I am an equal host with the other people in that. And I would love for us both to be able to pull in those blabs for our own blogs. And again, I think you have to work with Blab on that more, right?
It's interesting though. At some point it was doing that. It was basically like, I'll find out today because I'm made a co-host here, right, John?
Yeah, I made you a co-host here.
This is what the recording's done. If this replay shows up on my profile, then it should show up on my site. So if you see it on your Blab channel as a co-host, it should show up on your site. So
okay, I'm going to watch for it because the last couple of weeks I've been the one who's put up the information on those particular blabs, so it automatically comes to me. But I will have my co-host on some of those do them next week and see what happens with them.
Yeah, let's try that. I believe it did work at some point.
'em. Okay. Really great. Excellent. But I just wanted to say, I love the plugin. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I think Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This was this is one of the best plugins I've ever found for my blog, and I just cannot say enough about it. It's amazing, and I cannot wait to see how it changes and grows and the different things you implement as it happens and that. But you have a definite fan here in me, and thank you for all your hard work. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for all the kind words. I'm speechless. Really, I'm like fumbling my words here.
You do. And do you know Robert C. Stern here on Blab?
Stern. I'm trying to say. I would like to say I do, but I don't. That name is not ringing a bell.
Okay, you need to look him up. He's a huge fan of yours. It's Robert C. Stern. No spaces, no underlines, nothing like that. And he is the one. He talks about your plugin all the time. He really does. And he shares it. And that's who got me interested in it. So I would definitely check him out. He is doing a live streaming conference in Austin in October. You would be so perfect to come to that, and talk about the plugin and stuff for Blab and that. So make sure you connect with him for sure. Okay.
Excellent. Thanks for appearing on the show, Robin.
Okay. Bye. Thanks, John.
Have a good one. All right, and I think we're coming up against time. You got to get out and go get your kid.
Yeah.
All right, so we managed to get a few folks in here, and they took a quick peek at it. This will go up onto my site live. Well, not live, but it'll go up to the site probably later today. I know that I'm testing your plugin, so we'll see how soon it pulls it into the website as a draft for me to edit up. And the review of your plugin on the actual podcast, where I've got my co-host Marcus, will come out probably next week. It'll be episode 243, I imagine, because 242 is going out today. So,
looking forward to that.
Yeah, and then I'll send you an email with all the links to the show and the show notes for when the plugin's reviewed. That way, you can share it out to all of your fans out there.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for appearing on the show, Hani. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
Okay.